the derby match now come at a good time for you?
I think the derby match comes at a good time in a way. I think when you've had someone asked me the question after Blackpool, is this a bad time to have an international break? And my answer was, emphatically yes. It's a diabolical time to have an international break, because what you really want when you've lost at home to Blackpool is to play the following day and get a win. We've had 2 weeks to chew and to savour that defeat, and what's more, we've done it with 3 or 4 professional players at the club and a massive academy of reserve players, because the other 17 have been off on their travels to play for their international teams. So we've been in the worst possible circumstance. Having a game of the quality and the magnitude in terms of interest as a local derby against our fiercest rivals, that is an ideal way, if you like, for us to bounce back if we're capable of doing so. I hope we are. I think we'll be ready for that game. You're always worried after international breaks that you will have players coming back injured, but I think we'll be ready for the game, and I'm sure Everton will be, and I think it will be a great game. And if you like, this enormous interest that we see here today will, if anything, exaggerate the interest and importance rather than decrease it.
Are you surprised to see Everton in the same sort of predicament as you are in many ways?
I think a lot of surprising things have happened at the start of this season. It's been a strange start to the league, in the sense that many teams have got less points than you would expect them to have at this stage. I'm a great admirer of Everton. I think David Moyes has done a magnificent job there. We know that they're a hard team to beat, whether they're at the top of the table or the bottom of the table. Straight enough, we're both near the bottom at the moment, so the game is of crucial importance to us both.
Roy, Liverpool has been restricted financially, but the calibre of your side should not lose to Blackpool. Do both you and your team have something to prove to your new owners this weekend?
I think you've always got something to prove. That's the problem with football. You win a game and you enjoy it for a short while, but then next time you play, you've got to go out and prove it again. When you get beat, of course, the next game you've got something to prove. I think that we have to be a little bit careful here. If you remember, Hull City was second or third in the league after beating teams like Arsenal, Tottenham and goodness knows who else away from home at the start of a couple of seasons ago. It's boring for you to hear, and it's certainly not the stuff of which headlines are made, but unfortunately when you've been working in football a long time, you do realise that bad starts are not fun, but neither are bad finishes, and it's 38 matches which count. And I would be very surprised if teams like Liverpool and Everton were fighting at the bottom of the table after 38 games, but we are after 7, going into the 8th, and it's something we don't like. But unfortunately in football you get a lot of things you don't like happening to you. Sometimes you get things you do like happening to you.
Do you feel yourself personally going into this game on the run of form you've had, that you've got something to prove to the boss?
Well, I'd go back to my original point. You've always got something to prove. It doesn't matter how successful you've been as a coach or a manager, or how successful you've been as a player. If the team's losing and having bad games, you're having bad games. I, as a manager, am having bad games at the moment. I need some good ones. And I'm trying all I can do as a manager and coach to put that right. But like all managers and coaches, I'm a little bit dependent on those guys I put out on the field, and hopefully they're going to go out and help me get the victories I need to become great again.